Plans for expansion. Hitler's attempt to create a German empire. After gaining complete control of Germany, Adolf Hitler looked to expand the influence of Germany, to unite the Germanic people of Europe under his rule, and give the German people more living space, which is what Lebensraum most closely translates to. In order to find more Lebensraum, more living space, Germany looked to take over other countries to expand into. But beyond the desire for more land, the policy of Lebensraum also became more of an ideology for the Nazis than anything else. It meant more the elimination of what the Germans saw as inferior races, so that their master race, or the Aryan race, could take their rightful place as the most powerful force in the world. These inferior races included the Jewish people and the Gypsies of Central Europe, and many others. These inferior races were placed in ghettos, segregated areas of cities, or concentration camps, which often became death camps. Hitler decided that now was the time to begin his expansion plans. In March 1936, he sent troops into the Rhineland, the area that was supposed to serve as a buffer zone between Germany and France, and in direct violation of the Versailles Treaty. He believed that an agreement between France and Russia was a threat to the safety of Germany, and he was just working to bring about German equality. If the nations of Europe had stood up to Hitler, the representatives in the Reichstag might have turned on their Führer. But when no one did, and when asked by the League of Nations only to draw up a plan for European security, Hitler said that he had no plans to expand through Europe. Believing that no one was willing to stand in his way, Hitler moved on to recreate a German empire. His first step was taking over Austria, called the Anschluss, in March 1938. This again was a violation of the Versailles Treaty, because this was not supposed to happen without the approval of the League of Nations. However, there was no military confrontation, and once again only verbal threats came Germany's way, from Italy, England, and France. He continued his empire building in September 1938, when he met with British Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain over the area of the Sudetenland in Czechoslovakia. This area contained over 3 million people of German descent, many of whom wanted to be united with Germany rather than ruled by Czechoslovakia, a country created by the Versailles Treaty at the end of World War I. At a meeting in Munich, Germany, Chamberlain received assurances from Hitler that if the Sudetenland became part of Germany, Hitler would no longer demand any territory. This was difficult because the leaders of Czechoslovakia did not want to give up the Sudetenland, but they were given no choice. On October 1st, the Czechoslovakian army withdrew from the border crossings and the Germans marched in. 6 months later, in March of 1939, Hitler moved in and took over the rest of the country. Still, the other nations of Europe did nothing to stop Hitler. In August 1939, Hitler and Stalin agreed to a non-aggression pact, which did two things. First, it said neither side would attack the other. Second, it divided the nations of Eastern Europe into spheres of influence for both sides. A little bit more than 1 week later, on September 1st, 1939, Hitler invaded Poland, causing England and France to honor their agreement to defend Poland in the event of a German invasion. World War II had begun, but the question that we must ask is whether or not it could have been avoided at any point along the way.